welcome to episode 286 of the Terrell Effect with Lillie Mae, the collective. How are you doing today?
I am. Look, I think I'm coherent, but we talked about this situation, how I got this whole leg thing going on.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why my background look like this. Most people know I'm up, I'm moving, I'm da da da. Oh, but not today. I'm high energy, but low pain.
Okay, okay, all right.
Literally lower extremity.
Okay, okay. The girl's killing me with the puns. Oh man. So, I want to know because I took a minute to go through your website, a few minutes to go through your website, and like it's well constructed, well put together, easy to access information that's necessary to understand what's going on. But I want to understand where you came from. I want to understand the origin of Lillie Mae. So let's talk about that for the people to get an understanding.
Whoa, are you sure? You really want to know where Lily Mae came from? Okay, so let me
Let-
take you all the way back, realistically, all the way back to the 1800s. There
Okay.
was a lady,
Yeah.
and her name was Lillie Mae Tunstall. And she was the only child born to Miss Page, who was a root doctor.
Okay.
That Lillie Mae Tunstall was my maternal grandmother. Now think about it. I was born in 1985, but my maternal grandmother was born in the late 1800s. Well, my father was born in 1929. So my mother and father had me later in life. They wanted to name me after my maternal grandmother, which was Lillie Mae. And realistically, I needed that name. And now I understand why they named me that, because Lillie Mae was associated with strength, determination, perseverance, and tenacity. And I get it. I am literally my grandmother's granddaughter. And I'm proud to say it. And I said maternal, my paternal grandmother. My paternal grandmother.
Okay.
Yep. So that's the origin. Now Lily made the collective. That's a long story. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna charge you to go over to the website that he's talking about, www.lillymaecollective.com, to get more information. But basically what happened, I spent my life advocating for something. At the age of 7, I remember writing a letter to the editor of the newspaper about a delegate that was running for office in my locality, and I he was a known racist. So my concern at 7 years old, because I was born to activist parents, is okay, so you running for office and you want to represent this locality, and black people are starting to really fill up this locality, and you want to represent us. You don't represent me or my family. And I wrote a letter about that. And that's when it all started. So, a lot of people are like, yeah, I've been doing media for da 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 da. Well, I started out as a freelancer at 7 years old, and it just continued. Fast forward to graduate school and my graduate studies, I came into a spectacular internship, and I worked on writing the governor's reentry program for the Department of Corrections and Programs and Administration. Well, when you're working with an entity like that and you're working on a program like that, you have to put out a lot of information. So I work very closely, with the chief information officer and some of the other program administrators. Hence, that put me in public, in plain eye view, in the public eye. Then graduating and moving into other positions in city government, high school education, and now behavioral health case management. I've always been in an area of advocacy, professional development, and education, and I just decided to bring it over to the entertainment side.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. That's that's deep. That's deep. So, what is your favorite part about advocacy?
My favorite part about advocacy is providing a voice to the voiceless or the unheard. And so a lot of people don't speak up because they don't understand. And a lot of people are scared to say, I don't understand. So for me, oftentimes I'll post things and people are like, well, why is da 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 da? but I'll post things that other people won't say that they're thinking just to get a response so that they can see the responses, because so many people are afraid to say and do things. And I just really don't care, because I know that I've gotten to a point in life where a lot of people didn't think I would be, because I've always been rambunctious. I've always been outspoken. I've always been a firecracker. But I also had the wit to know how far to go with it. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yep.
so a big part of advocacy for me is utilizing my platform and my confidence and my knowledge, skills, and abilities to put out there things that people may not like, but to generate responses for the individuals that really need the information.
Okay, okay. Whew. That's a good. I can see why we relate so well. Um, I'm sitting here trying not to say I do that too. But like the way you got that, the way you have it going on right now is just, it's amazing. It's just, there's so much to it. So, um, if I'm going to your website as an artist, what's the first thing I should look for to help me develop my career?
Well, the first thing you want to do is go to that business tab, and you want to understand that I'm not a publicist, and I want to make sure I say that I am not a publicist by any means. I might provide public relations services, but I am not NOT a publicist. But I am a consultant, right? And
Hmm.
as a consultant, one of the major things that I focus on is development and daily processes. So I work effortlessly to help individuals maximize their capacity, streamline what they're doing. And if they don't have anything, we start from the ground up trying to figure out what exactly is it that you want to do. And realistically, is this something that you're capable of doing? Because I think we have to stop telling people they can do anything that they want to do. And we have to start honing their strengths and helping them maximize capacity in the things that they do well.
Yeah, yeah. I don't understand why we don't have aptitude tests from kindergarten, or actually annual aptitude tests.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? I I knew growing up that I was going to do something involving computers. I just didn't know what it was. And right
Mm-hmm.
now I have
Mm-hmm.
more computers than I can shake a stick at. It's ridiculous.
Wow. Okay.
Like within 20 feet of each other, I have two studios. And
Oh,
like,
wow. Okay.
yeah, yeah. If I go from, like, I'm behind my bar right now. Um, yeah, I'm behind my bar right now, and if I go over to, like, the other room that I built,
Mm-hmm.
then, like, you see, that's my bar. But yeah, if I go back to the other room, I have another studio set up for my productions. So
Got it. Okay. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's whoo, but it all started as, like, it all started as a vision, really. Um, just similar to yourself, I was like young when I heard my calling. I
Yes.
just realized the other day, I've always been catering to people, like, always. Like, no
Yep.
matter what I do, it's like,
Yep.
how can I help you? You know what I mean? No matter,
Mm-hmm.
like, I could
Mm-hmm.
be in the worst mood. I leave my house. I see someone struggling to do something. My mood washes away, and it's like, okay, how can I be of service?
Yep.
I I have no idea how this happens. I want to give my parents credit for it or blame my parents for it, whichever one. But so in saying that, it's like how I came to this point was I realized that you get a lot of control and enjoyment out of helping people.
You do. You do.
You really do. Like
You do.
the smile, like, uh, I remember, like, stumbling around handing, like, drinks to people, and fast forward like 20 years, 22 years, doing the same thing again at my uncle's wedding. You know what I mean? For some of the same people that I was doing it for when I was like 3, 4, 5 years old. And them looking at me like, why, Mas David, you look big in? It's like, yeah, what'd you expect to happen?
Indeed.
you
Indeed.
know?
Indeed.
You
Yep.
know? So it's like, I guess in reflecting, what is the most significant change you've made while maintaining your constant?
Oh wow. I would say developing an artist advisory council that kind of mimics the student council association that we had when we were in, elementary and middle school, creating an entity that really focuses on helping artists understand the basics of the business versus manipulating artists to believe that they're going to sell a million records in 2 weeks, or they're going to get signed by get $100,000 deal if they pay $250 to perform at this event that nobody's there that can really help them get anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned that. I find that when you can relate to a situation, you're better develop the relationship that that's being established. So in saying that, it was funny because something happened along those lines where, like, there are people who are putting on events that they're charging for, and exactly what you said, the turnout's not there, but the artists are still believing that more is going to come of it. That's why I don't like one of the first things I say, the way you say you're not a publicist, not, and I'm going to repeat for her, not a publicist, but I tell people all the time, I'm here to save you time and money. I'm not promising to make you rich or famous.
And I always say that. My whole thing is I'm not here to sell you dreams, but
Nope.
I am here to show you how you can begin to make your dreams become a reality.
Hmm.
And that's
And really,
period.
really, like, it all it starts with is an idea.
That's it.
It starts with an idea and the
That's it.
energy to drive you through that idea. I remember it was like 2004, 2005.
Hmm.
Had a rough patch. You know what I mean, I was in a car accident. I was going to school. I was working. Juggling a whole bunch of life decisions.
Understood. Understood.
And I said, I need to focus. I was talking to some people. It was like, you need to focus on you. You need to center yourself.
Yeah.
Said you need to
Yeah.
practice this meditation where you visualize what you want to accomplish. So initially it started with just like a red room. I was just like, okay, I wanna have a room that's red because I like the color and it's
Hmm.
tranquilizing. I'm good in that. It's passionate, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then I got to the point where every time I closed my eyes, I could see that room. So when it became that vivid, I was then like,
Hmm.
okay, what do I want in the room? So
That's it.
I want a wall full of monitors. You know what I mean? So I'm
Hmm.
like, okay. So then I'm visualizing, boom, wall full of monitors. Came around. I said, you know what? I wrote a 20-year plan in 2007.
Okay.
I'm in my, I have 5 years left in that plan. And like, uh, I had things like a clothing line and magazine and like not quite like advertising agency and a whole bunch of things written down. And by God's grace, I think I have like 75, 80% of it accomplished.
There you go. There you go. Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So,
Write the vision and make it plain. That's what it's about.
mm-hmm. So when I hear
And
you
so in
talking
on
about
the business side of things, that vision is your strategic plan. Yep.
yes, yes. And that's the thing. Until you write it down, it's just a vision. But when you write it down, it becomes a plan.
There
When
you
you take the
go. That's
plan,
it.
you can take the action. When you take the action, you increase the traction. When you increase the traction, then you make it happen.
The rubber meets the road and then it's a race. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just a matter of, like, sometimes it's just the motivation, the drive.
Yeah, and I think, I think that's a lot of people's issue, the things that they're motivated by. So many people are motivated by money. We all know we need money to survive. But I think when you're motivated by money, it's a scary thing because you'll do anything and everything to yourself and anybody else to get it. And that's
Yup.
dangerous.
Very,
Hmm.
very. I said, I was talking to someone the other day. I said, "Yo, listen, if I made my life about money, some of you motherfuckers wouldn't exist." I'm on God.
You're for real.
I said, on God, if I were to make this about money, some like, but and then they look at me like, "Oh, you got an ego to say that?" No, no, it's not an ego. I'm okay. I'll tell you a fun story. Um, the reason this came to be, the Terrell effect. Um, I'm a political advocate. I'm
Okay.
a human rights advocate. So whenever I see injustice, I have to speak to it. I can't like I'm 6'3", 260. I see an elderly woman
Oh.
walking across the street and traffic not stopping. I stop my car and say, hit me, go ahead. You know what I mean? Like but they don't hit me. They stop the traffic and they let me escort the woman out of the road and drive her home. That kind of stuff. But I see that and I'm just like, okay, why wasn't she allowed on the bus? So I speak to that.
Hmm.
Um, the prime minister, the equivalent to your president, Stephen Harper at the time, he's like he was all for the corporation, like most conservatives are.
True.
And I don't mind paying for a service as long as I'm getting the service I'm paying for. Is
Understood.
that's fair, right? Okay. So government has the responsibility to the people. If government's not taking their duty to conduct themselves truly, then we remove thee. That's how I was taught. Okay, we got someone typing in here. So I said, um well, Dre Nicole from NYC says, hey. So I said to my provincial office, which is like your how does it go? Mayor, governor, senator?
Yeah, so you have it depends
Okay.
because some cities, of course, have mayors, but then you have counties have board of supervisors. Now, I'm from Virginia, but I live
Okay.
in Georgia now. I know in Virginia, the cities have a mayor and a city council, and then you have your governor and your state legislature. Then you have your president and Congress.
Okay.
So that's your city, I mean, your local, your state, and your federal.
Okay,
Hmm.
so yeah, I jumped. I'm banned from speaking to my local. I can't go to city hall.
Really?
I
Wow.
can't go. I can't go to city hall because I was on the phone with my provincial, which is your state.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on the phone with the provincial, talking to them about how my local isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing,
Got
and
it. Uh-huh.
telling them that I'm going to call the ombudsman on them.
Okay. Okay.
So
Understood. Understood.
So all of this is happening. I'm stirring the pot. I start using the hashtag war on capitalism and tagging the prime minister and writing the stories that are problematic for me. So like I was having an issue with my cell phone company, I was having an issue with my energy company, I was having an issue with my insurance company. All of these things
And
indirectly
you
or
were
directly.
addressing it and they didn't like it.
Exactly. I told them, I said, eight you have what did I say? You have 18 months to fix this or you're gonna resign. We're
That's it.
gonna You're gonna lose your job or you're gonna quit. But you don't get to
That's
stay in
it.
this position anymore. Those are your
And not
options.
do anything. No, I understand that. Yeah.
So then they're like, and he had a stranglehold. He was in for like 8 going on 9 years.
Wow. Okay.
8 going on 9 years. So he was fixed in his seat. So with those hashtags, with everybody starting to look at what was going on, like starting to
Uh-huh.
dig
Uh-huh.
deeper into it, then it was like, okay. So then he actually, after the Pan Am Games, there was an election, and he was switched out of office. So,
Okay.
so I called my provincial now, And the woman that I've been talking to for years, she kind of chuckles. She goes, "Well, I guess they felt the Terrell effect after all." So
That's it, and that's what you want. That's
that's
what you want.
exactly.
You want them to understand. And I tell people this all the time. You need the powers to be to understand that you're not foolish. Cause they wanted to think they want to think that we all foolish. No, we not foolish. We
Mm.
know what's going on.
I tell people all the time. I said, you can't say government doesn't work if you don't work the government.
If you don't work the government,
Like it
yes,
works.
absolutely.
I'm telling you on again, it works. It doesn't work unless you work it, but it works because
That's
even
it.
down even down to the point where I've been on the phone with them every week for 13 years.
Indeed. I believe it. I believe it.
So
Absolutely.
one time I jokingly said, you know what, I'm going on the road and it was snowing. I'm like, I'm going on the road. It would be really great if you could send a plow out to clear the path for me.
Uh-huh.
So they're like, we can't do that kind of stuff, Mr. Tyrell. And I'm just like, all right, it doesn't hurt to ask, I never,
I should listen. I'm with you because I'm gonna ask the question. I don't
yeah,
know what you can do. I don't know
exactly.
what you can do. So tell me what you can and can't do because I don't know what you can do.
My
Answer that
G,
for me.
you know what's up. So, 2 2s now, I'm driving up the street by my daughter's school,
Uh-huh.
and a plow comes off a side street right in front of me, plows a little path in front of me, and then goes off on the next side street. I'm like, yo, listen to me. Don't play
Wow.
games right now.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
yeah.
about the size of it. So I think what happens is a lot of times we have to take a stand for the people that's scared to take a stand. And I think that's what happens. So many people, say they want to do this and say they won't change, but they want somebody else to do it. The
Mm,
only thing I think what I have decided to do is I can't keep fighting for people that don't want it themselves. Because people say one thing, but then they do another. So now I have to train my brain to stop listening to what people say and pay more attention to what they do because I want to believe what people say. I
yeah.
want to believe that when you tell me I want it, I'm going to do this, that you're going to do it. But if
Hmm.
every time you tell me that you never come through, now I got to be like, all right, you know what, brain? As much as you want to believe these words, the actions don't align, keep it moving. So that's one of the things, on the consulting side, teaching artists and teaching creatives and teaching small business owners and individuals with a business idea, teaching them how to maximize their capacity, but also talking about the importance of being consistent with your stuff.
But you also have to know your limits.
That's true. Oh yeah.
You have to know your
Boundaries.
limits. Like I'm finding out right now. It's like I can only do so much, and even then, what I can do is contingent on what I've done. Like
That's it.
yesterday, I helped some friends who helped me out. You know what I mean? I had an event in on the 16th of April, the Easter extravaganza. Had some friends come out and do some vending. I then in turn helped them out with something with a move, and I have a show to do today. So it's
Mhm,
like
mhm.
there's no stopping. I was out until about 4:30, woke up at 6:30, and I'm gonna be going till at least 2:30.
Trust me, I definitely understand. Definitely understand. And that's one of the things people don't understand. Like, everybody, has an excuse. Everybody has a reason why they can't. But I think about the people that really can't because they on the other side of the dirt.
Mm, church,
So what's really your excuse?
what
You
really
know,
can?
I can't do a lot right now, but I'm gonna do what I can because I know that I don't have the use of both legs right now, but I still got both of my arms, both of my hands, my eyes, my ears. So I'm going to do what I can.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just like one of the things in the past week that I've had to understand is that we operate in the capacity of our excuses so much that we really start to believe the excuses that we create in our head to justify the things that we don't want to do.
Mm. Tell him again.
And so for me, I'm like, all right, I can't do this, but I can do that. So what I realized is that, all right, nobody is here with me 24/7. So I got to be innovative and figure out what I can do to get things from the kitchen or the living room or the bathroom to the bedroom and vice versa without always having hands on deck. All right, I got some side bags. So I'm going to put the side bag around my neck, drop what I need to drop in it, and then crutch on back. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That way
yeah.
my hands are free. All I got to do when I get to the bedroom now, drop the crutches, sit on the bed, and unload. So it's like I can't keep complaining, and I also can't keep waiting.
But here's the thing that I find: the time that it takes to complain about something, you're exercising the same energy you could use to correct it.
To try to figure out, yep, to figure out how to fix it.
So,
Exactly.
so
Absolutely.
why am I going to sit here and say something when and you know what? Let me take a step back and say everybody has their own experience, which leads them to think however they think.
That's true. Indeed.
Let me say that. Let me not force my thoughts or beliefs on anybody else, and
Hmm.
I don't expect anybody to think the way I do about these scenarios. I'm just saying this is my thought about
No,
this.
indeed. Understood.
Share it as you know, take it as you will. But I've always like I oh notorious complainer. Notorious. What do you mean you charge me an extra $2 on my cell phone bill, my guy? Hold on, I asked for extra pickles, dog. Like, you know, and then I realized, like, yo, you're getting a little hot for no reason, bro. You need to just. So then I turned it around, I flipped the script, and I started calling to say when things were going well. And that practice of gratitude and appreciation actually generated more
That's true.
prosperity.
That's true. Absolutely.
So,
Agreed. 100%. 100% in agreement. Yep.
but before we get into the music, which we're gonna do shortly, I want to give you a chance to ask me any questions you may have. This is where I flip the script.
Oh wow. Now see if I didn't have pain brain right now, I probably could ask you some questions, but I really don't have any that I can think of right off the bat.
Pain brain, she says. I like that
Oh
one.
yeah, it's no joke. Like, look, we probably got a good 10 more minutes before I be like,
All right. So then let's get the shout outs going on before I get into the music. Then,
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
who did you want to shout out before Pain Brain takes over? I
Ah,
like I like that.
so
That sounds like a good song title.
listen, look, somebody will write it. So definitely, shout out to MJ, for setting this up. MJ is super duper dope. And shout out to you for even having me here.
Yeah.
Definitely want to shout out, the Sky 4 team and the things that they're doing, my ID 104 radio team. And more importantly, my family and close friends, because without them, I wouldn't even be able to get through be getting through this first week post op. So I'm definitely grateful for all the people that have chimed in and done their part. Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I mean, like you have been like you got to come back, like heal up, rest up, take some time for
Oh,
yourself.
absolutely. Look, I got
And
7 more weeks in this bed. So hopefully at week 4, I'll be able to sit up a little bit longer.
okay, all right, cool, cool. MJ has me booked until like the end of June.
I know she does. That's one thing about it. She is consistent about hers and she definitely works effortlessly to
I'm,
make
tell-
things happen. So yeah.
I'm
Yep.
telling you, she is a dynamo, a
She
dynamo.
is. She
She's like,
is. She
I,
is.
and like the thing is, she doesn't know me from the dark side of the moon. Like she didn't know me from the dark side of the moon, and she's just like, yeah, okay, you're speaking to me respectfully. I'm gonna show you what respect is. And I'm like, well,
That's her.
oh,
That's her. Like, and she's big on, she's a quiet soul, but she pays careful attention and she knows what's going on when you
yep,
least expect it. MJ, like, oh,
yep.
no.
Yep.
I got
And she
this.
doesn't and she doesn't even have to like I remember one time like I messaged her and it was late
Uh-huh.
and she wasn't abrupt, but she was direct. And I was just like, okay, I know I didn't mean to overstep, but like I'm the kind of person where if it comes to my mind, I have to send
Mm-hmm.
it to you or I might forget it. And I'm just like, she's just like, I'll get it to you in the morning. I'm like, ooh, I'm past that hour. Okay, my bad.
That's it.
But
That's it.
she was still very good about it, very professional
That's
about it.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I had one scenario with an artist. There's only been of all the artists I've interviewed, there's only been one issue with one artist, and I won't mention his name. And she handled that like
Oh
my
yeah,
word.
she doesn't play like that's one thing. Like I said with MJ, she gonna handle it. She gonna make sure that everything is everything and that is handled. She does not play. I love
Mm,
her to death. I love her to death for what she
mm,
does.
yeah, man,
Absolutely.
she is great.
Yep.
All right, all right. So, um, I guess we will. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was looking at. The dates. The dates. I have. May, June, Jeez, yeah. I want to say July 2nd. July
Okay.
6th. July 6th is Candid Conversation, so we can do that.
Okay, let's go. Look, let's go ahead and make it happen. That
Yep,
way I know when I'm coming back. I know when I'm coming back.
yep. And then that gives you enough time to heal up and, you know, and do you. And then
Yeah, I'm right. Cause that way, yeah. And I definitely, want to be able to really have a conscious conversation and really, dive in and talk about what's really good. So I'm excited about that. Absolutely.
all right, awesome, awesome. I look forward to it. This is gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right.
Yes,
Well,
yes, yes.
all right. Well, I'll let you go so you can get back to your healing journey. And anytime you want to tap in, or if you got any like tidbits of advice. Okay, yeah. Before you go, um, based on what you've seen, what advice would you give me moving forward?
So I would say, I mean, for me, it's a little bit different. We had a little bit more to discuss. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is a unique situation. What I would possibly say is, focus in more for art when you're talking with your artists or individuals that, well, work with artists. I'm gonna say individuals that work with artists because I can't speak about artists. I'm not an artist.
Okay.
I would say, have them give you more narratives.
Okay.
Talk more about the experiences that they've had working with artists, but also the experiences they've had working with people that's supposed to be working with artists and helping artists, and see
Okay.
how those things align and what some of the common themes are. Because I think that's one thing people don't really want to talk about real experiences. It's like, okay, I don't want to step on this person's toes. I don't want to hurt this person's feelings. And I'm just kind of like, at the end of the day, if you don't tell somebody what has happened when working with XYZ, people gonna keep going back to the same people and getting the same results. And that's what we don't need.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And you see, that's where candid conversations comes in because like we get into it, like we
That's
get
it.
into yeah, we get into the nitty gritty sometimes. We had this one show called Savage Circle for a bit, um,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a group discussion, but it was like fact finding and like you had to come correct because if you weren't speaking truth or you were saying something that was off, you were getting
Hmm.
checked and you were
Hmm.
getting roasted.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah, so yeah. Oh man, good times. I had a great conversation with you. I look forward to the next one. Definitely.
Yes, I'm ready for it.
All right, all right. And yeah, um, I'm gonna start playing some music. I got some I got some Teacher D here. He's nice with it still. I got some Teacher D. I'm gonna play some Perfect Good Money, some Lushy Bantan, some Neto Youth. I've been playing hip hop and all of that stuff for the last couple of weeks, and I haven't been getting into the reggae catalog. So yeah. Let me just start up this mix right here.
Teacher say, man against man, woman against woman, and all over the world and the same thing a go on. Children attacking with assault weapons packing, none of them not pick up. The world is in a crisis. The people are going through a process. Everywhere there is a crisis. Fire a burn, road a block in a protest. The world is in a crisis. The people are going through a process. The anger is rising. Government corruption and get them upset. It is a promise. It is a promise, yeah. It is a promise. He that hunger and thirst for righteousness, say, shall be filled, Jaja say. Shall be filled, Jaja say. If you hunger and thirst for righteousness, say, you shall be filled, Jaja say. You shall be filled, Jaja say. Yo, who am I to criticize the things where Jaja say? A lot of people know the truth, but still they stay away. Afraid of facing hunger while they stay in their life. Giving praises to evil for the money and the hype. So many that we saw with fame, I see them suffering a spiritual pain. I said it already and I'll say it again. All when me hungry, me not complain. Guess why? He that hunger and thirst for righteousness say, shall be filled, Jaja say. Shall be filled, Jaja say. Oh yeah. If you hunger and thirst for righteousness say, you shall be filled, Jaja say. You shall be filled, Jaja say.
DJ, play some music. Music. I can hear today. Play some music. I can hear today. But if somehow the place get hot, I won't put out the fire. That I will not take me by my hand, lead me to the floor. Come now and take me. Start the first move, another follow in your groove. Now, boy.
Yep.
Now it's never too late for lessons to be taught now. Now, boy. Now it's never too late for now, boy. Now it's never too late for lessons to be taught now. Now, boy. Now it's never too late for lessons to be taught now. Young man, keep your lane and hold your corner. Concentrate on what's yours. Nobody make the little light come fool you. Before you know it, you get exposed. Keep your lane and hold your corner. Concentrate on what's yours. Nobody make name brand come fool you. Mess with gangsters, you get disposed. Your name's been calling in the street. Them I say you chat too much. You and your woman won't hold asleep. I feel so bad. I have to say it to you. Oh, careful where you go and be careful what you say you do. Cause you never know when, you never know who. That same person might be just talking to you. Yeah. You don't have to listen to me. No, cause you're stubborn. I'm reminding you that there's still one lesson to learn. Young man, you should keep your lane and hold your corner. Concentrate on what's yours.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing can justify taking away control from a little girl to satisfy. You dirty little junk crow, nasty, disgusting parasite. I'm in a care who vex. Any man would do that should I lose them life. And if you see it and attack up, you're just as bad. Ooh, ooh, a full time we stop, ignore this. Ooh, ooh, teach your son if it's not destroy where. Ooh, ooh, when we are gonna start see justice. I'm mad, it's sad. Some say you lose your mind. But when them get you as she talk, no you have no sense to deny. Cause you know I say from a still forcing sin, no she terrified. I know you leave her with the trauma, leave her with the memory for her life. No matter how she try to embrace you, she can't go back. Ooh.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, you love up day and now. Give me a reason, some to believe it. Command them a move like demons. Heart and mind shape up just like beaten. Watch the increase, roll out in them legion. Give me a reason, some to believe it. Read the justice system. Some protect them, of justice abuse the system. Scheme them as king, guess who's the victim? Give me a reason, some to believe it. Hopeless time to cure for the grieving. Too much lies, too much misleading. Pay them blood, but one can't be feed them. Give me a reason, some to believe in. I'm going out of my mind. Think I check them out there treating life like the words of a time. Oh, we just stay holding on. Make our life keep the same for and we just stay holding on. Give me a reason, some to believe in. Desperation starting to seep in. Deal at tea, no ain't got not sleeping. Close when he does me a few beg to see beaching. Way that you are, lady, looking looking so fine. Not take no time till I make you all mine. Options are there, but you there on me mind. Fantastic ways I get lost in your wine. I feel you, girl. You me a free. We all agree it's you, girl. I chose a few, not yet be. I feel you, girl. For all the things you do, it's you, girl. Ain't no one like you. They don't know the day-to-day struggle you go through to keep yourself upright and fresh and go through. Yeah. So tell bad mind to stay away from your New Year do. All when them come and criticize you, I know job a place for you. Say that you are lady looking so fine. Not take no time till I make you all mine. Options are there, but you dip on me mind. Fantastic ways I get lost in your wine. I feel you, girl. You me a free. We all agree it's you, girl. I chose a few, not every. I feel you, girl. For all the things you do, it's you, girl. Ain't no one like you. Every man you see, you know you turn them on.
Yes, greetings, massive. This is Perfect in the Morning, listening to The Black out of Canada with the Tyrell Effect and Expose. The north of YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Run, go check it. Listen and look. Boom! It's The Black straight out of Canada. Perfect in the Morning, said that.
I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. Perfect in the morning. Call me the walking split. Walking stick. That's me coming up on the block with the walking stick. Walking stick. And I'm on my way, so keep on talking shit. Talking shit. Cause I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. Perfect in the morning. Call me the walking split. Walking stick. That's me coming up on the block with the walking stick. Walking stick. And I'm on my way, so keep on talking shit. Talking shit. Cause I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. I'm lit. Life is a roller coaster, but I'm rolling with the punches. And I'm a true believer, plus I mean it like the monkeys. You better start the crib just in case you get the munchies. Because I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. We got good gelato, no milk, straight cookies. Up in the ocean stage, you know I mess with DJ Nuggies. Bronx down to Bamboo, light up my country cousins. Because I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. Perfect in the morning, call me the walking split. Walking stick. That's me coming up on the block with the walking stick. Walking stick. And I'm on my way, so keep on talking shit. Talking shit. Cause I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. I'm lit. I'm floating, baked hard in the oven, composed like Beethoven, living my life every moment. I done a lot of things, been through a lot of issues, you know I ain't afraid to admit. Remember the family reunion when I hit the room and everybody had to accept. Cause I was lit. Yes, I'm lit. And I'm a true believer and I mean it like the monkeys. I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. Yes, I am lit. Yes, I'm lit. I'm finna stack the crib because we're gonna get the munchies. I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. Perfect in the morning, call me the walking split. Walking stick. That's me coming up on the block with the walking stick. Walking stick. And I'm on my way, so keep on talking shit. Talking shit. Cause I'm lit. Yes, I'm lit. I'm lit.
This is Lush Bant and the girl in Lantern, aka the people's champion. Whatever you do, don't forget to master our grand spell icon. I'm coming hard at them. I'm a cold product of Kingston, yet grand spend. Oh yes. Hard at here, yeah. And I feel hard at here, yeah. Tired of the poor life, man, I hit for 4 nights. Never sleep in the streets, may I feel sleep all night. Hard at here, yeah. Tell them it's hard at here, yeah. The Franklin face and pound. Them you gather round. Now say me not go down for the nanny of this year. For the year I live me a free die. Want a couple Benz, a couple Beam, a couple light. Couple houses on the hills, the family and money. Musically me I take it to the stage and Grammy. Boy, bad man better stay far. Me a shoot to the sky until me reach star. Up sticking at the way me kick it like a FIFA. To the streets serenade me name. Yo, harder here, yeah. Man a figure harder here, yeah. This year I got the poor life. Man a hit for 4 nights. Never sleep in the streets. Me a feel sleep all night. Yeah, no, I said sharing is scary. My girl, you're highly favored. Hey. This is a journey into love, the art of love. All of them some shit. There's a girl that I know, so pretty and so sweet. Till we started going out now, and she knocked me off my feet. I said you gotta understand, y'all, that I didn't want to leave, but it just started to ask me questions about another girl and me. Wait, one love is just you and me, darling. One love is just you and me, baby. One love is just you and me. One love is for you, girl, and I look here for me.
Me just love the red and brown in the camp here. This is she walk by. Oh me, oh my. Imagine my love the twist she and I. Hello, hi, me not take deny me. Try. Box a chop out of me ears here. Turn up on me head. Now we should have the time to be shy.
Talking about Jamaica now. Talking about Jamaica now. Hey. Hello, Shibata. Elvis D. Sheila Hilton. That's me. That's so we big. Hey. Jamaica do it now. Support the thing that make we win it now. We have to break it, we have to take it, we have to lead it, I make we keep it. Jamaica do it now. Support the thing, I make we win it now. We have to break it, we have to take it, we have to lead it, I make we keep it. Hey, gold and green, we are the winning team. No stopping it seems. We have to jump and scream, jump and scream. Jamaica do it now. Support the thing, I make we win it now. We have to break it, we have to take it, we have to lead it, I make we keep it. Jamaica do it now. Support the thing, I make we win it now. We have to break it, we have to take it, we have to lead it, I make we keep it. Better when we have to win it. We have to take it. And if I'm mountain have to move, we have to move it. And then the thing Jamaican that we have to hold it. Jamaica do it now. Support the thing, I make we win it now. We have to break it, we have to take it, we have to lead it, I make we keep it. Jamaica do it now. Support the thing, I make we win it now. We have to break it, we have to take it, we have to lead it, I make we keep it.
Jamaica lead them like a jet plane, and the way to reach the stardom and to fame. As a couple burn, you come both your same. Shelly and Kerry and don't be surprised when you feel like the 21st century. We take the one, we take the two, but in a man a lady. Every will never be the same, cause we keep family. Can't no one and be so good, you get it to the level.
Jamaica do it now. Support the thing, I make we win it now. We have to break it, we have to take it, we have to lead it, I make we keep it. Jamaica do it.
Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling,
every day, so it pays off, no days off.
Hard working youth.
This is your anthem, work when you run them. Ready? Let's go, let's go.
I hustle, Queensland hustle. The way me money no pick all a shit, my muscle. Canadian hustle, Jamaican hustle. My money no pick your hold in a duffel. Scarborough, Malvern, Montreal. Del Brampton, see we links them tall. We a get the money just like Christ call. Let me money have to flow like guns in a falca. Dignity feet, put happy bubble. The woman want diamond ring, where you double. Can't turn a yard, so me gone pan a juggle. If I no 9 to 5, then I weed up a smuggle for me friend then. Buy a couple RR and yen. Some pretty face girl like Schengen. One ride on the bike in the bend. Heaven we ascend them, so me go Scarborough, Malvern, Montreal, Brampton, you will need them tall. We are getting money just like Crash Car. Let me money have it flow like Don't Give a Fall. Scarborough, Malvern, Montreal, tell by your own, you will need them tall. We are getting money just like Crash Car. Let me money have it flow like Don't Give a Fall. Me money shade dog, nothing all lean. Tell the stop lights and me can for the green. To make $1 million a day, that have my dream. Anything when me youth want a big get thing, on the get go. Somebody tell the because say we are make do. And all who know bubble, we don't feel let go. Cause we link them connect like crypto. Everybody let's go. Scarborough, Malvern, Montreal, Brampton, you will need them tall. We are getting money just like Crash Car. Let me money have it flow like Don't Give a Fall. Scarborough, Malvern, Montreal, tell for your house you will need them tall. We are getting money just like Crash Car. Let me money have it flow like Don't Give a Fall. Money have it flow, the accounts can't freeze. No fi make a dollar and we do it with ease. Great trees from the West Indies and fine champagne we are sipping beneath. So me tell them, give me pound, give me dollar, make me spend yen. Some pretty face girl like Schengen. In a the pool party with our friend them, heaven we are send them. So me go Scarborough, Malvern, Montreal, Brampton, you will need them tall. We are getting money just like Crash Car. Let me money have it flow like Don't Give a Fall. Scarborough, Malvern, Montreal, Brampton, you will need them tall. We are getting money just like Crash Car. Let me money have it
A show tonight, April 30th, happening at Camp Cataract, 4317 Queen Street, Niagara Falls, Ontario. Come check us out. We're going to have a blast. All the best. Bless up. Lock out.